today we're gonna be no, it's not even daytime. It's dark. And we are going to be reading scary, spooky stories. So everyone's asleep in the house. Don't need to wake up anyone. So welcome to another video, which is going to be a series of me reading scary stories at night. Probably around 6 o'clock. Because that's what time it is right now. I'm going to be reading 3 scary stories, and this is going to be series 3 scary stories. I'm going to be calling it Welcome to the pilot or plot episode of Spooky Boogie, where I read at least 3 ghost stories that are terrifying, supposedly. I'll link the authors down in this description if they're there. Let's read them. Let's get on to the video. And you've been warned. They are spooky. Okay, let's read the spooky, scary stories. Try not to wake up everyone. So this one's called The Cell Phone. Let's go on with the video. A couple of months ago, my friend's cousin, a single mother, bought a new cell phone. After a long day of work, she came home, placed her phone on the counter, and went to watch TV. Her son came to her and asked if he could play with her new phone. She told him not to call anyone or mess with the text messages, and he agreed. At around 11:20, she was drowsy, so she decided to tuck her son in and go to bed. She walked to his room and saw that he wasn't there. She then ran over to her room to find him sleeping on her bed with the phone in his hand. Relieved, she picked up her phone back up from his hand to inspect it. Browsing through it, she noticed only minor changes, such as a new background, banner, etc. It's 6 o'clock, so I don't know what to do. Okay. But then she opened up her saved pictures. She began deleting the pictures he had taken until only one new picture remained. When she first saw it, she was in disbelief. It was her son sleeping on her bed, but the only picture was taken by someone else above him. And then it showed the left half an elderly woman's face. Now that's scary. Next to the other transition to the other story. Ghost Bro. My house was built in the 1904. It is a single family home, wood frame, setting on a concrete block foundation. I have been living here for about 12 years. Of all the weird things that my siblings and me have been or heard in this house, this one event is my favorite. This happened to my brother about 10 years ago. My brother and his best friends had started to garage band, playing mostly Spanish rock, alternative music. But in Spanish, his friends could only get together on Sunday afternoons. They would practice into the early evening, and they would usually call it quits by 8 p.m. This was the time I usually sewed up and went to bed, 'cause I worked the graveyard shift. This happened in late fall, so the days were getting shorter. They had just finished a long session when the decision to head to someone else's house came about. My brother handed his car keys to his buddy so they could load up the equipment. Everyone had filled out of the basement, but the tricky part was that they needed to walk all the way to the back of the basement, come up back the stairs through the kitchen doorway, down the hall into the living room, and out into the front porch. Everyone was outside, sitting in my brother's truck, waiting for him. My brother was walking up the back stairs when he remembered that he had left his pancakes in a to-go counter sitting on a speaker in the basement. He made the decision to go back now. The basement is not clean, with full sight lines. There had been partitions made, and a boiler and main heating unit are right smack in the middle. So after my brother walks back, he is about to retrieve his food container when out of the corner of his eye, he sees it. It is a shadowy figure right out of his peripheral vision. This feeling of dread and unsenseness washed over, unhingedness washed over my brother. He had been taught that if you are in a presence of a spirit or a ghost, and he felt a bad vibe, to say quick prayer or to cuss at it. My brother chose the latter. He basically just told it, hey, bleep you. I don't have time for this shit. My brother started to walk to the back of the basement and briskly up the stairs, closing doors and turning off lights. As he was walking out, the last light switch is on the closing doors and turning off. Okay, is on the opposite side of the front door. Luckily, the door was open and the light from the street lamp was floating. The living room with its amber light, my brother said he felt something at his back, but at no point did he turn around. As he flicked the last switch, the living room went dark, as did the rest of the house. As he stepped out, he pulled on the door, closing it behind him. Still holding his food container in one hand, he jogged down a few porch steps. He walked towards the front gate. Our house resides far from the main street, eventually having a large front yard, but no rear garage, as he closed the gap between himself and his friend Aladdin. Truck, he kind of smiled, and thought things over in his head, mad at himself for spooking out when there was no reason. He climbed into the driver's side of the truck, putting on his seatbelt and getting ready to pull out of the parking spot directly in front of the house, when one of his friends asked, "Hey, wait, what about your brother? Isn't he coming with us?" My brother answered, "What do you mean? He went to work early tonight. He is already gone. Do you see his car anyway?" The next question they asked, "So, then, who's walking behind you when you were leaving the house?" Okay, so that story is kind of spooky, poorly written, kind of. I'm gonna read the other ones, but one sentence was unreadable. Especially okay, let's move on to the other story called the Rocking House. Put this side to the side. So the third one is the rocking horse. One night, when I was maybe 10 or 12, I had trouble falling asleep. My bedroom was the entire top floor of our house, with my bed and such being on the left side, and storage closets and a play area being on the right. I was laying in bed when I heard a noise from the other side of the room, and I see a rocking horse began to rock. It was sitting just outside one of the storage closet doors. It proceeded to rock its way halfway across the room and stopped dead under the ceiling light. At this point, I was freaking out and just buried my head under my blankets and never peeked out again until morning. It was all confirmed to not be a dream, as the rocking horse was still in the middle of my room when I woke up. Furthermore, I got a stern repairman from my parents for being out of bed playing with my toys. Past my bedtime. Their bedroom was directly below the storage closet / play area. It had heard the creaking of the rocking horse shuffling across the room. Hi, I just wanted to record a message for the end of the video. I am not that good of a reader. Plus, it's 6 a.m. when I recorded this, so I'm tired. Yo, please like and subscribe and like for more scary stories. And tell me what to read in the comments below. See you all next Spooky Boogie episode 1. Goodbye.